lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick is back on the prowl with a press conference, a roundtable press conference. So let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Unfortunately, no cameras were allowed in the room, but we do have this full transcript from defense.gov, and it's a long transcript, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. But yeah, let's just read a little bit of it, and we'll go over some additional comments. Sean Kirkpatrick starts off with a joke. They always say to start off with a joke, and Sean is doing it. He says, apparently we have a bit of humor in our PA group by having a UAP briefing on Halloween. Ha ha ha. Then he goes on to describe the new reporting mechanism for AARO. This phase of the reporting mechanism is for current or former U.S. government employees, service members, or contractors with direct knowledge of alleged U.S. government programs or activities related to UAP dating back to 1945 to contact AARO to voluntarily submit a report. These reports will be used to inform AARO's congressionally directed historical record report and investigations into alleged U.S. government UAP programs due to Congress in June of 2024. The form on the website is intended as an initial point of contact with AARO. It is not intended for conveying potentially sensitive or classified information. The form will take individuals through submission guidance, including determining their eligibility, and then will gather contact information, data on their affiliation with the U.S. government, and some basic information on the UAP program or activity that they have direct knowledge of. AARO personnel will then catalog and review the submissions and follow up with the individuals as needed. And he goes on talking about the submission process, and reporters ask follow-up questions about the difference between this submission process and the other submission process already established. And I'm not going to take you through all of that, but I did want to touch on a couple of things. Okay, so he's asked about the Nimitz Incident, and here's what he says. Okay, so cases, the way we investigate cases, we really prioritize more the operational ones from today than we do going backwards in time. He's just said they're looking at stuff going back to 1945, but okay, whatever. And the reason for that is there is no supporting data to actually analyze, right? So that video, that's all there is, talking about the Tic Tac video. There is no other data to put behind it. So understanding what that is off of that one video is unlikely to occur. Now, whereas today, if we had a lot of data, somebody sees something, there's going to be a lot more data associated with it, then we can pull that apart, radar data and optical data in IR data. As far as that particular one is concerned, there are some outstanding questions that I've had in talking with some of those pilots that we're going back to the Navy to do some research on as far as what happened with any of that other data that may have been there at that time. So yeah, they're still talking to pilots. Whatever, Sean. Then he talks about how, data is only retained for 24 hours. So yeah, there's basically a non-answer to that. The whole question and answer period and the whole press conference in general is really a brilliant exercise in evasiveness and non-answers. My hat's off to the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick for not answering a single damn question in a satisfactory way. Well done. The cover-up salutes you. Question says, are you finding any obstacles within the bureaucracy of the U.S. Department of Defense or the U.S. government that's preventing you in any way from looking over classified information to find the existence of programs? Dr. Kirkpatrick says, absolutely not. We've had great cooperation, and we have access to everything we need. Okay, thank you, Sean. I'm sure the DoD is very cooperative in ponying up with the UFO control group. And yeah, great answer from Sean. Dr. Kirkpatrick goes on to say, I have no evidence of any historical UFO program ever having existed as to do any sort of reverse engineering of any sort of extraterrestrial UAP program. We do have a requirement by law to bring those whistleblowers or other interviewees in who think that it does exist, and they may have information that pertains to that. We do not have any of that evidence right now. And why should they come to us? Well, they should come to us because, well, it's in law that we are the authorized reporting authority for them to come to. They are protected under the Whistleblower Act, that they extended those protections to last year's legislation, and we have the security mechanisms by which to anonymously and confidentially bring them in. Hear what they have to say, research that information, and protect it if it is truly classified. And if it's not classified, then we can validate that as well. So yeah, all you whistleblowers, come to Sean because it's in the law. So he's asking about David Grush, and Kirkpatrick says, so Mr. Grush, since AARO has stood up and since I've been director, has not come to see us and provided any information. Question, and so he also says that he briefed you before you assumed your position in AARO. Have you had a chance to follow up on any of the inquiries that he made or talked to any of the witnesses? Sean says, the lovely Sean says, so the last time I believe I spoke with Grush was when I was in the J2 at U.S. Space Command about 5 years ago, and it was not on this topic. Now we have interviewed a whole range of people, over 30 people now. I think we've interviewed most of the people that he may have talked to, but we don't know that. And we have extended an invitation at least 4 or 5 times now for him to come in over the last 8 months or so, and has been declined. Now that's at odds with what David Grush is saying. He says, I have 0 emails or calls from them. That is a lie. If I had to choose who to believe, David Grush or Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, I'm going with Grush on this one. Later on in the interview, Sean is asked, so you said you think you've all talked to the same people David Grush did. Are you able to expand on that? What did they share with you all? Kirkpatrick says, no, for a variety of reasons. We are obligated to protect all these people's identities for all kinds of reasons. What they are reporting, we are documenting. They are reviewing and then validating that this is what they want to say. We then research all of that collectively. There is a, if you think of it as a story arc, there's a number of people that kind of fit into this story arc. But then there's these little offshoots and variations on themes. We're investigating each and every one of them. We're cross-referencing those. There are some bits of information that are turning out to be things and events that really happened. Wow, okay, there's something, I guess. A lot of it is still under review, and we're putting all that together into our historical report. That's all he has to say about David Grush. Basically, saying we've tried to communicate with him. He hasn't communicated with us, and we've interviewed the same people he has, and maybe there's something to a couple of these things. Maybe. Potentially. Who knows? So that's all you're getting out of Sean, and that's all I would expect to get out of Sean. And again, why would any whistleblowers go to him? It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's insulting. And it's unhelpful to the conversation. But, of course, it's what you would expect the UFO cover-up to do. It's what they've always done and will continue to do until forced to do something else. So, on to another question. He's asked about sensor data and satellites. Kirkpatrick says, so the answer to your first question is yes, I have access to all the overhead imagery I need. I have not seen any of them that have collected UAP. So yeah, we have collected lots of UAP that turned out to be balloons, and those look nice. There you go. It's Sean has all the help from the government he needs. The DoD is being very cooperative. They have access to satellite imagery, and they haven't turned up any UFOs, but they've found some very nice balloons. So yeah. Speaking of balloons, Pentagons UFO Office prepares to release more information on February shootdowns following its latest report. The DoD has told Liberation Times that it has provided a full briefing to Congress regarding the February 2023 shootdown of 3 UFOs in North America. Furthermore, the DoD intends to share additional information with the public. We do not have further information to share at this time. Those cases have been fully briefed to Congress, are being prepared for public release. Further information on those cases will be provided once the information is cleared for public release. I cannot estimate when that will be, nor whether it will include imagery. So, yeah, there we go. We might get some more information on the on Balloon Gate. Balloon Gate is fascinating. There were 4 objects. The first was actually a Chinese spy balloon. We don't know what the other 3 were. We do not know what they were. They haven't released that footage of the shoot downs or told us any additional information. They floated the idea that it could be, weather balloons or personal, some companies' balloons or whatever, aerostats. And no private individual or company has come forward saying that, yeah, you shot down my balloon. Also, they called off the search for the wreckage in all 3 cases. And also around that same time, the White House created its own inter-office UFO agency. That's right, the White House was so dismayed by what was going on that they created their own UFO agency. And that agency has had a big hand behind the scenes in the creation of the Schumer-Rounds Amendment. So something seems to have been going on with Balloon Gate that was not balloon related. Were they really shooting down UFOs? Man, I don't know. I don't know what they were doing, but it is really interesting, and we definitely need more information on it. Okay, back to the interview, back to the roundtable with the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick. He says, in conclusion, I think the one thing I'd like to leave you all with is the website is a living thing. It's going to evolve as we do more and more here. We've got a package of a lot of new material that we've got ready for release. We've uncovered some things that we are having declassified, not just operational videos, but historical documents that we've had declassified that we're about to release in the coming days or weeks. We've got some educational material that will help inform the public. Ooh, I can't wait for Dr. Sean's educational material to inform us. So you should expect to see these things evolve on this platform every 1 or 2 months. I would say just by way of how long it takes to get things through our process. So there you go. There's the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick. He says a lot of things about the reporting process and how they need more data, and excuses about why they're not looking into the Nimitz case more and playing phone tag with David Grush or whatever. It's a bunch of BS. It's exactly what I would expect from Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, and he did not disappoint. Again, well done. The UFO cover-up salutes you. You are earning your paycheck. You're a first-class employee of the month over there at the UFO Control Group. So yeah, that's my read on this, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a t-shirt or a coffee mug. See the merch store below, or becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos to check out on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.